It's a rainy, drizzly day, and it's pretty chilly, which makes it a perfect day to take a look at the progress I made on my sump pump diverting project down there. From this direction, you can really see also how much progress I've made down the hill with all them trees. That one that's kind of hook-shaped is, it's cut, it's just not fully cut. And then the rest of them, they're just stumped. And then when you pan this way, you can see how bad them invasive trees are coming off of this one down the hill that's got so many seeds on it. So that's where everything stands down here. I had a bunch of replacement native trees. If I can get this sorted out, that'd be good. Yep. So very, very Pittsburgh day. We're under an umbrella. See? But it's dreary. So let's go down. There goes the male guy. Let's go on down and see how this redug trench is doing. It's getting back in there pretty good. So that's just an ephemeral pull, as it were. There's a bit of water trickling out. Or is that trickling out from under? It's kind of hard to tell. And it gets back pretty far. I think I can hear my neighbor in their yard. This is going to get awkward, potentially. Yeah. So this project here is kind of an older one, but it's one that I had screwed up when I dug all this area up here. That's now piled in with a whole bunch of wood chips that have little trees planted in pots inside the wood chips. So it's been working for quite a while. It looks like I need to... The wood chips obviously are new, because that pile of wood chips there has been just this year. And I feel like the wood chips are adding an additional layer of protection here for the setup. So basically what this does is, instead of allowing the water to run, let me set up this umbrella a little different, down here and a catty corner across the intersection in such a way that it's pretty hazardous, my French drain here is just around 3 sides of the building, because they didn't do it for the porch. And it's inside outside, and then there's a sump pump pipe coming out right there that comes from the inside one and draws the water up out of the French drain inside the basement. So it dumps out right here every time it kicks on. Can hear about 3 seconds before it starts going. If I hear the pump activate, then I'll know to look. And this has been doing a really good job of increasing the water retention in this section of the garden, because, as you know, once you start developing good watered soil, it starts to build a lot more biodiversity, has a lot more carbon retention possibilities. Now, since I piled the wood chips on top, I did put a rock that's pretty big. You can see this one here on either side of this pipe. And I mentioned this in my last video, but it was garbage and cut off, and the view was pretty bad and everything, because we're doing this again. It's on either side of this pipe so that if an errant vehicle comes up along here. It hopefully will protect the pipe from getting crushed, because it happens. It's a pretty narrow little space. As you can see, the car, there's like barely enough space to get by. I keep having to trim my neighbor's hedge because they don't do it, and then it dips down into, starts scraping cars and stuff. It's annoying. Yeah, so clearly the soil's gotten pretty wet here, because I think the trickle is probably just from the outside French drain just allowing its water to drain out. And then if the sump pump activates, it comes out in a pretty big volume amount. I do need to relayer this area, because as you can see, some of this like crabgrass and stuff, couch grass, is pushing up through. And it's pretty bad. That stuff gets everywhere. But this is several gallons worth of water that then gets into the garden instead of creating traffic hazards. It's easier to dig when it's dry, although I have dug it in a way that allows like a ledge so that it's not just like trying to lift mud the whole time. And then I've been using these insulation packs to kind of block the weeds from underneath, because this is just a weedy patch with a few lilies sticking out. And I put the ajuga on top. Gotta bring the little containers in. I just left them out here because I'm lazy. See, they're everywhere. Oh my gosh. So that's how this is doing, and it's a day where it's actually in action. I would call this a sump pump filled swale. Another really important element to picking where to put it is where this seeps into needs to be downhill from the house. So that's the level. This is a gentle slope, and it's a good 20 feet before the neighbor's garage. So, and there's part of their garden first too. I also need to make sure that you're not digging through any pipes and stuff, which I might be, but hopefully they're farther down. Freezes are pretty thick here, so they don't tend to just put the pipes right at the surface. But I figured since they had put the pipe in here, I'm probably fine. They dug through all of this to get this pipe installed and to get the French drain installed and everything. Probably should have done PA1 call, which is the company that comes out for free and surveys where your pipes are so you don't bust them. Oh well, yeah. So right through here we got all of this different stuff going on, and I do want to continue this trench back and make it deeper, but at the same time it's also doing really good work, and it is good enough for the winter already. Probably want to do another layer of mulch, paper, then mulch down here to continue to keep the neighbor's grass at bay. Clearly I've still got a decent amount of wood chips here and up at the cliff still too. So, yep. We could do a small walkthrough. I cleaned up my phone, so we shouldn't cut off this time. It keeps, one of its automatic settings apparently is to override. Ooh, that Jerusalem artichoke. I think it's about time to cut that back. That is done blooming, and I am done fighting with it. One of the settings that my phone does is to override having it saved to the storage card and put it on the local drive, and then cut off recording midway through, even though I've got a ton of space. So I'm working on it. I don't know. Technology is not my forte. It's alright. I'll stick to gardening and keep trying to share. So there's the apples. As you can see, we haven't had much of a frost yet. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. That old ocean spray container right there, it has got Saskatoon seeds underneath. No, I've got some junk to clean up here. Whoops. Still waiting to see if I end up getting ripe raspberries. They're still growing, so I don't see why they wouldn't. Let's see if we can get that to focus. Yeah, there we go. And the stairs and the path are over there. I moved a lot of the strawberries up in between these plantings up here, so I might switch out what's growing in the tires next year. I'm not going to do that right now, though. And we go through here, past the fire pit. Ooh, I'm tripping. And yeah, that's the usual perspective we get looking over the cliff, with the stairs being right here. Okay. Hope you're having a nice day. It's dreary and drizzly and chilly, but it's got nice fall color starting to go for it, so I'm not complaining. Look at this bronze beauty. I don't know, can you pick up the color on that? Maybe you can't, because it's like weirdly backlit. But that, the tree leaves and the wood chips are just about the same color. It's the oaks for you. And then the maple that is interplanted down in there, one of them's starting to turn, and then the one that's like below isn't yet. Yep. That's what we got here. Alright. Happy fall. Bye.